And now it's my honor to give the floor to His Excellency Mr. Talal Abu-Ghazaleh, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Talal Abu-Ghazaleh Organization, and long-lasting collaborator in the United Nations in several initiatives of voluntary participation and also in the engagement of the private sector with the activities of the United Nations. You have the floor.
Thank you, sir. Let me start by saying that I come from business, so it is a different perspective from what we have heard. And I am here because I am privileged to be His Excellency Dr. Klaus' partner in the new partnership between the UN and the private sector for sustainable urbanization. So thank you for inviting me to be your partner and inviting me to this session. I have chaired a number of, as His Excellency said, UN task forces, including ICT task force, including UN Global Compact, as vice chair of both Secretary Generals Kofi Annan and Ban Ki-moon. I also chaired the Global Alliance for ICT and Development in general, but these were task forces under the UN. Now this is a new animal, a real partnership between the UN and the private sector. I have 5 quick messages in less than 5 minutes, and I will be speaking in telegraphic style so I can save time. I would like to applaud Habitat and the CSU Consortium on Urbanization, which I'm honored to be the honorary chair, and I would like to emphasize that the private sector is very much involved and committed. But most importantly, we have to remember, and I'd like to voice this in this important place, the private sector is the creator of knowledge, the creator of wealth, and the creator of jobs. So it is worthy of being your partner in everything you do, because it can generate the knowledge, the resources, and the job creation. And this is the intention of the private sector being involved in this exercise. I would like also to, I will not make a speech on the subjects of the day because the previous leaders and speakers and the next speakers and leaders are more expert than myself in this. I would like just therefore to focus on some different points. First, the Internet. The Internet is the enabler of smart urbanization. We have to remember that whenever we talk about smart urbanization, we're talking about the Internet and information technologies. So I am concerned about the future of the Internet, as the US is currently debating the governance of the Internet, and particularly also that we're moving from IPv4 to IPv6 in Internet next generation. And there is a lot of debate on how it's going to be governed. I chaired the first Internet Governance Forum at the UN some 20 years ago. And I think we are now at a crucial point because the Senate, who holds the rights to any change on the Internet, is debating the issue. I wrote a letter a week ago, or last week, to President of the Senate, Senator Biden, expressing a kind of perspective on the issue, because I believe, in fact, every morning I wake up and pray to America, thank you, America, for giving the world the Internet as a free gift. This is the greatest gift anybody has ever given humanity. It's worth about $500 billion if you want to calculate its IP value. And I think that the US is entitled to continue to own the IP rights, but some sort of governance is needed, definitely, especially to combat and to address the issues of security, safety of humans and safety of property, but also for the sake of further development and to avoid fragmentation of the Internet if nothing is done about it. As a panelist advisor to the World Trade Organization, I recommended that we need a multilateral trade round of negotiations on trade on the Internet. Internet was a subsequent event to the creation of WTO, so it wasn't on its agenda in any of its previous rounds. But trade on the Internet is very important for everything we're doing, and everything is trade. In the definition of the World Trade Organization, every activity that generates income or revenue or results is trade. So anything we do on the Internet is trade in information. And this is a new mode, because on the Internet, they never talked about the mode of trade in information, trade of assets, articles and services, but not trade of information. Therefore, I think we need to voice this concern and support the Senate in addressing the issue of future governance of the Internet for the sake of humanity. This is a main concern that I think we should also address. I would like to finally say that we need to establish disciplines for the governance of the Internet and some kind of dispute settlement system. This can all be part of the UN, of the multilateral trade agreement. I am asking and urging the US government to initiate with a view of developing these rules for the sake of humanity and for the sake of the future development of the Internet. We're talking about space. As our distinguished keynote speaker mentioned, space. The space of the future is the Internet, and we have to realize that we're heading with the Internet and with the development of the next generation of Internet into what we call singularity. Singularity where human and machines will become one community. And whatever we talk about in the future will be Internet-based, Internet-related. So I think in the process of all what we're talking about, we have to bring this into perspective. I would like to shut up here and say that I've provided the organizers, our excellent president of CSU, with my written contribution. I will not speak anymore on the subject. I would just like to thank you for tolerating somebody to speak this morning coming from the rat race, the business. Thank you very much.